And as the sun has set here in the desert, it's time for a new dawn in Formula One. New regulations, radically different cars, and the most races in a season ever. It might just be 98 days since we rounded off the 2021 campaign, but as ever in Formula One, change is as good as a rest. And there will be no rest for the drivers around this 57 laps of the Bahrain International Circuit this evening. 3.36 miles, 15 corners, 6 to the left and 9 to the right. Overtaking should be a little bit easier with the new regulations. We've still got three tyre compounds. The C3 was the medium tyre in the testing, but it's the soft tyre tonight. The C2 is the medium. The C1 is the hard tyre. Temperature's a little bit warmer, might bring the hard tyre into play. Mediums and soft should be the tyres that are being used by the 20 drivers on the grid. Back row then, Lance Stroll 19th, Nicholas Latifi starts 20th, Daniel Ricciardo only 18th for McLaren alongside Nico Hülkenberg, deputising for Sebastian Vettel, who had a positive COVID test. Yuki Tsunoda 16th, Guan Yu Zhou becomes the first ever Chinese racing driver in Formula One. Alex Albon now at Williams lines up alongside his old mate Lando Norris, who's 13th for McLaren, and Mick Schumacher a career best 12th on the grid alongside Esteban Ocon for Alpine. In then to the top 10 we go, Pierre Gasly, 18 times last year he was in the top 10, he's there tonight too, alongside George Russell now at Mercedes. Fernando Alonso, his highest start here since 2013, alongside Kevin Magnussen, brought back into Formula One. Valtteri Bottas now at Alfa Romeo alongside his old teammate Lewis Hamilton on row 3. The second row has Sergio Perez starting 4th, where he started 7 times last year. Carlos Sainz, best ever start here, is 3rd, and that's where he starts tonight. Max Verstappen on the front row where the race was won from last year. Charles Leclerc with his second pole position here in new season. Brand new dawn for Formula One. It's the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. Carlos Sainz stays in 3rd, Perez on the inside now with Lewis Hamilton, and now he's been challenged as Perez by Kevin Magnussen. Leclerc into turn 4 from Verstappen, Sainz, Hamilton on the inside now of Kevin Magnussen, and then comes Perez and Russell.
Yes, Perez got out of shape coming out of turn 2.
Meanwhile, the FIA stewards have decided Esteban Ocon should be given a 5-second penalty for causing a collision. That, I think, goes along with what the FIA were saying from those guidelines. Sergio Perez is trying to get a bit closer to Kevin Magnussen himself, and we'll see with these new regulations whether it is much easier to follow. As a lock up there from Kevin Magnussen going into turn 1, gives half a sniff to Sergio Perez to try and get past. He couldn't do it out of turn 3, but he might on the run now down to turn 4. Magnussen moves to the inside to try and cut him off. Perez is going to have to go the long way round. Magnussen's got that one covered, and as Perez can get him on the exit of turn 4, and Perez, the wily old campaigner, might be a front tyre ahead going down the hill. He's now a whole car ahead going down the hill. Magnussen gave him the chance. Perez said thank you very much.
Sergio Perez there getting...
That's Hamilton and Perez. Yeah. Look, Hamilton's got DRS here. He's going to have a go into turn 4. That is an awful lot easier than it might have been this time last year. A Red Bull and a Mercedes going wheel to wheel into turn 4. Perez stays within the white lines. Max Verstappen couldn't manage it 12 months ago. Perez up to 4th place. Lap 17, and the fastest lap of this race goes to Max Verstappen, who's going now for the lead of the race, and in a shower of sparks makes his way into turn 1 ahead of Charles Leclerc. We're heading towards turn 4. This has been a bit of a problem for these two in the past. No problem this time for Charles Leclerc. Can he stay on track? And it's just as he retakes the lead from Max Verstappen.
And has he covered
He's doing
the
it
inside?
again, he's going for it again, Max Verstappen! But once again, Leclerc's got the DRS, this time he's got the inside line, goes into turn 4, Leclerc, for the second lap running, has retaken the lead. This is absolutely epic! Here he goes, here he goes, he's doing it!
It's miles different. Oh, that's a big old lock-up, Max.
Well, this time he locks up, but did you hear the cheers of the crowd, who are absolutely loving this under the lights in Bahrain? This time around, Charles Leclerc, with the aid of that lock-up, has got the advantage going into turn 4, and he should be far enough ahead to keep that advantage as well.
The wheel heavy in both directions, so both left hand and right hand?
Everywhere. It's not even smooth.
Well, it's going to slow down because we're going to get a safety car here because Pierre Gasly's Alpha Tauri has overheated and has caught fire. The marshal straight on there with the extinguisher, but that is a very, very hot Alpha. Real disappointment for him, and we can see Martin.
Yeah, it's a complete power failure. Look, from his dashboard's gone completely, so it's not an engine blow. And this is Max's favourite trick, isn't it?
Yep.
Trying to hustle the guy who's about it, and he's left himself very tight on that last corner, actually, has Max.
And
so no wonder the Ferrari disappeared.
It's not helped, and look, Sainz is right on the tail of Max Verstappen as they head down the straight. Leclerc is away and off into the distance. Sainz is alongside Max Verstappen. Leclerc leads, Verstappen on the inside, Sainz on the outside. Verstappen stays ahead, going into turn 1. Sergio Perez almost collected by Lewis Hamilton, who was arriving at a rate of knots, but now it's Leclerc towards turn 4 from Verstappen.
Hey, what's going on with the battery?
Battery fine.
No, it's not. I have no real... What the f*** is this?
Carlos Sainz pulls out to the inside and overtakes Max Verstappen. And will Verstappen now be passed by his teammate Sergio Perez? Yes, he has been. And he's been passed by Hamilton, and he's been passed by Russell.
Okay, try to make it into the pit lane, please, Max.
Max Verstappen is out of the race. It's a Ferrari 1-2 here in Bahrain as Carlos Sainz moves up into second place. 46 races since they last won. Ferrari are 1-2 here. Hamilton's got DRS once again, and can he get close enough to Sergio Perez? Not on this occasion. You can see the bumps and the porpoising there that is just unsettling the car into that first braking zone, and Perez has been spun round. Sergio Perez has lost it on turn 2. Charles Leclerc, who's won twice in Formula 1 before from pole, is going to win from pole again and start the season off with celebrations for Ferrari. Charles Leclerc wins the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it is a 1-2 finish for the Scuderia. Carlos Sainz comes home in second. Be in Jeddah in 7 days' time for more racing. Ferrari go into it with a perfect start to the new season. Win, second place, fastest lap, and all the smiles belong to the Scuderia tonight.
It really feels amazing. I mean, after all the hard work to do the pole yesterday felt good, but I had to finish the business today and to do the to have a race win, and especially a 1-2 with the team feels absolutely incredible. It's been 2 difficult years. People, obviously Ferrari fans and us, we've been suffering, but to come back in this manner with a 1-2, it's a huge day, and now it's time to celebrate and enjoy.
We maximized the points we could have got, and even a little more with the luck we had with the Red Bulls. Qualifying could have been better, but I mean, we made it to the end of the race. We got P5. Can't even believe it.
It's hard to digest this one. We had the podium on the pocket, and I could feel like towards the end I was starting to lose some power, and yeah, unfortunately I ended up with that issue.
What happened at the end is of course very frustrating, but also before that quite a few issues where first of all the balance was off. I didn't have the same feeling as on Friday in the long run, so that was a bit disappointing, but then nevertheless, I mean, second with the issues with the balance would have been a good result. But then suddenly my steering, I don't know what happened to that. It was just completely like locked, and the faster I was going I could barely steer.